2024 Summer Olympics, French, Jeux Olympiques d'été de 2024, officially the Games of the Threat Olympiade, French, Jeux de les Extrêmes Olympiades, and officially branded as Paris 2024, is an ongoing international multi-sport event taking place from 24 July to 11th of August 2024 in France, with the opening ceremony taking place on the 26th of July. Paris is the main host city, with events held at 16 other cities spread across metropolitan France, plus one subsite in Tahiti, French Polynesia. Paris was awarded the Games at the 131st IOC session in Lima, Peru, on the 13th of September 2017. After multiple withdrawals that left only Paris and Los Angeles in contention, the International Olympic Committee, IOC, approved a process to concurrently award the 2024 and 2028 Summer Olympics to the two remaining candidate cities. Both of the bids were praised for high technical plans and innovative ways to use a record-breaking number of existing and temporary facilities. Having previously hosted in 1900 and 1924, Paris becomes the second city ever to host the Summer Olympics 3 times, after London, which hosted the 1908, 1948, and 2012 Games. Paris 2024 marks the centenary of Paris 1924 and Chamonix 1924, which in turn marks the centenary of the Winter Olympics, is the 6th Olympic Games hosted by France, 3 Summer Olympics and 3 Winter Olympics, and the first French Olympics since the 1992 Winter Games in Albertville. The Summer Games returns to the traditional 4-year Olympiad cycle after the 2020 Tokyo Olympics were postponed until 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Paris 2024 features the debut of breakdancing as an Olympic event and will be the final Olympic Games held during the IOC presidency of Thomas Bach. The 2024 Games are expected to cost €9 billion. Bidding process. The 6 candidate cities were Paris, Hamburg, Boston, Budapest, Rome, and Los Angeles. The bidding process was slowed by withdrawals, political uncertainty, and deterring costs. Boston surpassed Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. in the official U.S. bid. On the 27th of July 2015, Boston and the USOC mutually agreed to terminate Boston's bid to host the Games, partly due to mixed feelings in the city of Boston. Hamburg withdrew its bid on the 29th of November 2015 after holding a referendum. Rome withdrew on the 21st of September 2016, citing fiscal difficulties. Budapest withdrew on the 22nd of February 2017, after a petition against the bid collected more signatures than necessary for a referendum. Following these withdrawals, the IOC Executive Board met on 9th of June 2017 in Lausanne, Switzerland, to discuss the 2024 and 2028 bid process. The International Olympic Committee formally proposed electing the 2024 and 2028 Olympic host cities at the same time in 2017, a proposal which an extraordinary IOC session approved on the 11th of July 2017 in Lausanne. The IOC set up a process whereby the LA 24 and Paris 2024 bid committees met with the IOC to discuss which city would host the Games in 2024 and 2028, and whether it was possible to select the host cities for both at the same time. Following the decision to award the 2 games simultaneously, Paris was understood to be the preferred host for 2024. On the 31st of July 2017, the IOC announced Los Angeles as the sole candidate for 2028, enabling Paris to be confirmed as host for 2024. Both decisions were ratified at the 131st IOC session on the 13th of September 2017. Host city election. Paris was elected as the host city on the 13th of September 2017 at the 131st IOC session in Lima, Peru. The 2 French IOC members, Guy Drut and Tony Estanguet, were ineligible to vote under the rules of the Olympic Charter. Development and preparations. Venues. Most of the Olympic events will be held in the city of Paris and its metropolitan region, including the neighboring cities of Saint-Denis, Le Bourget, Nanterre, Versailles, and Vire-sur-Marne. The basketball preliminaries and handball finals will be held in Lille, which is 225 kilometers, 140 miles from the host city. The sailing and some football games will be held in the Mediterranean city of Marseille, which is 777 kilometers, 483 miles from the host city. Meanwhile, the surfing events are expected to be held in Tehupo'o village in the overseas territory of French Polynesia, which is 15,716 kilometers, 9,765 from Paris, the host city. Football will also be hosted in another 5 cities, which are Bordeaux, Décines-Charpieu, Lyon, Nantes, Nice, and Saint-Étienne, some of which are home to Ligue 1 clubs. Grand Paris Zone Paris Centre, Zone Versailles, Zone Outlying Venues, Non-Competitive Medals. Paris 2024 President Tony Estanguet unveiled the Olympic and Paralympic medals for the Games in February 2024, which on the obverse featured embedded hexagon-shaped tokens of scrap iron that had been taken from the original construction of the Eiffel Tower, with the Games logo engraved into it. Approximately 5,084 medals would be produced by the French mint Monnaie de Paris and were designed by Chaumet, a luxury jewelry firm based in Paris. The reverse of the medals features Nike, the Greek goddess of victory, inside the Panathenaic Stadium, which hosted the first modern Olympics in 1896. Parthenon and the Eiffel Tower can also be seen in the background on both sides of the medal. Each medal weighs 455 to 529 grams, 16 to 19 ounces, has a diameter of 85 millimeters, 3.3 in, and is 9.2 millimeters, 0.6 in thick. The gold medals are made with 98.8% silver and 1.13% gold, while the bronze medals are made up with copper, zinc, and tin. Security France reached an agreement with Europol and the UK Home Office to help strengthen security and facilitate operational information exchange and international law enforcement cooperation during the Games. Within the agreements, it was planned to deploy more drones and sea barriers to prevent small boats from crossing the channel illegally. The British Army will also be deploying Starstreak surface-to-air missile units for air security. Police in Paris held inspections and rehearsals within their bomb disposal unit before the Games, similar to their preparations for the 2023 Rugby World Cup at the Stade de France. As a part of Qatari Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani's visit to France, several agreements were signed between 2 nations to enhance security for the Olympics. In preparation for the significant security demands and counter-terrorist measures, Poland has pledged to contribute security troops, including sniffer dog handlers, to support international efforts aimed at ensuring the safety of the Games. The Qatari Minister of Interior and Commander of Lekhwiya convened a meeting on 3 April 2024, ahead of the Olympics, with officials and security leaders, including Nasser al-Khalifi and Sheikh Jassim bin Mansour al-Thani, to discuss security operations. A week before the opening ceremony, the Lekhwiya were reported to be deployed in Paris on the 16th of July 2024. It was reported in July 2024 that police officers from Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Cyprus, Estonia, Germany, India, Ireland, Luxembourg, Morocco, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, the UAE, the UK, and the US through the LAPD/LASD will be deployed in Paris to assist their French counterparts, with a total of 46 countries providing police assistance. Security concerns impacted the announced plans for the opening ceremony to take place as a public event along the Seine. The expected attendance was reduced by half, from an estimated 600,000 to 300,000, with plans for free viewing locations now being by invitation only. In April 2024, after Islamic State claimed responsibility for the Crocus City Hall attack in March and made several threats against the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals, French President Emmanuel Macron indicated that the opening ceremony could be scaled back or relocated if necessary. French authorities had placed roughly 75,000 police and military officials onto the streets of Paris in the lead-up to the Games. Food. To decrease the environmental and climate footprint of the Paris 2024 Games, the Olympic venues will serve double the amount of plant-based food compared to what was available in London 2012 and Rio 2016. The Paris 2024 Games will serve vegan chicken nuggets and vegan hot dogs, rather than the meat-based kind, in a bid to have 30% of the menu being plant-based. The Games will serve an estimated 13 million meals, with 40,000 meals each day, and of those 1,200 will be Michelin-starred meals. A boulangerie will bake fresh baguettes and other breads each day. A 3,500-seat restaurant was constructed for the event, to highlight global cuisine. Great Britain's team asked for porridge to be added to the menu, and South Korea's team asked for kimchi. In the build-up to the Games, athletes and competitors at the Olympic Village complained about a certain lack of food within the accommodation, namely foods such as eggs and grilled meats. Transportation. Over 500 million has been invested in transport improvements for the Games, with extensions to the Paris Metro and 60 kilometers, 37 miles of new cycle lanes. Visitors to Paris will pay higher public transport fares during the Games, 4 of the previous 2 of 15th price. This will pay for the increased frequency and hours of service for public transport during the Games, with an average increase of 15% in services. As with previous Games, 185 kilometers, 115 miles of reserved traffic lanes will be used to ensure reliable journey times for athletes, officials, and the media. Volunteers. The Paris 2024 volunteer platform for the Olympic and Paralympic Games was opened to the public in March 2023. There were expected to be 45,000 volunteers recruited worldwide for the Games. Following the end of registration on the 3rd of May 2023, over 300,000 applications had been submitted to the Paris Organizing Committee, exceeding the number of applicants for the previous 2 Olympics. Applicants were notified of the outcome of their application between September and December 2023. Over 800 applicants were excluded over security fears, among which 15 were flagged with Fiche S. Torch Relay. The Olympic Torch Relay began with the lighting of the Olympic flame on the 16th of April in Olympia, Greece, 100 days before the start of the Games. Greek rower Stefanos Douskos was the first torchbearer, and swimmer Laure Manaudou served as the first French torchbearer. The latter was selected to be one of 4 captains of the torch relay, alongside swimmer Florent Manaudou, her brother, paratriathlete Mona Francis, and para-athlete Dimitri Pavadé. The torch relay is expected to have 10,000 torchbearers and visit over 400 settlements in 65 French territories, including 6 overseas. On the 18th of May, it was reported that the portion of the relay in New Caledonia was cancelled due to ongoing unrest in the collectivity. The Games opening ceremony. The opening ceremony began at 1930 CST GMT+2 on the 26th of July, 2024. This will be the second time in history that the opening of the Olympic Games will be held outside a stadium, the first being the 2018 Summer Youth Olympics opening ceremonies. The Parade of Nations is planned to be held during a boat parade along the Seine from Pont d'Austerlitz to Pont Iéna, and the official protocol to take place at Place du Trocadero in a temporary mini-stadium. An estimated 320,000 spectators are expected to line the banks of the Seine River to witness the passage of 80 boats carrying renowned athletes. The 6-kilometer, 3.7-mile parade route will feature the cultural elements of the ceremony and views of Paris landmarks. The ceremonies of the 2024 Summer Olympics and Paralympics will be directed by Thomas Jolly. Organizers have promoted the ceremony as the most spectacular and accessible opening ceremony in Olympic history, with COJOP 2024 President Tony Estanguet stating that it would be free to attend, estimating that it could attract as many as 600,000 spectators, exemplifying an overall goal for Paris 2024 to be a People's Olympics. There will be 100,000 ticketed spectators at viewing spots on the lower banks of the Seine, and approximately 200,000 spectators at free viewing spots on the upper banks, in addition to being visible from other public locations and buildings. In March 2024, due to security concerns, the French government ordered that access to the upper bank locations be by invitation only, and in April 2024, President Macron stated that the ceremony could be scaled back or held in a conventional manner at Stade de France if necessary. Sports. The program of the 2024 Summer Olympics will feature 329 events in 32 sports, including the 28 core Olympic sports contested in 2016 and 2020, and 4 optional sports that were proposed by the Paris Organizing Committee. Breaking will make its Olympic debut as an optional sport, while skateboarding, sport climbing, and surfing will return from 2020. 4 events have been dropped from weightlifting. In canoeing, 2 sprint events have been replaced with 2 slalom events, keeping the overall total at 16. In sport climbing, the previous combined event has been divided into separate speed climbing and boulder and lead disciplines for each gender. In February 2023, USA Boxing announced its decision to boycott the 2023 World Championships, organized by the International Boxing Association, where Russian and Belarusian athletes would compete with no restrictions, also accusing the IBA of attempting to sabotage the IOC-approved qualification pathway for the 2024 Summer Olympics. Poland, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Great Britain, Ireland, the Czech Republic, Sweden, and Canada later joined the U.S., new and optional sports. When Paris was bidding for the Games in August 2017, the Paris Organizing Committee announced that it would hold talks with the IOC and professional esports organizations about the possibility of introducing competitive events in 2024. In July 2018, the IOC confirmed that it would not consider esports for the 2024 Olympics. At the 134th IOC session in June 2019, the IOC approved the Paris Organizing Committee's proposed optional sports of breaking, breakdance, along with skateboarding, sport climbing, esports, and surfing, 3 sports that debuted at the then-upcoming 2020 Summer Olympics. Closing ceremony. The closing ceremony is scheduled to be held at Stade de France on the 11th of August 2024. The ceremony will be titled Records and is set to feature more than 100 performers, including acrobats, dancers, and circus artists. The cultural presentation by Los Angeles, host of the 2028 Summer Olympics, will be produced by Ben Winston and his studio Fulwell 73. Participating National Olympic Committees. The following is a list of National Olympic Committees who have qualified at least one athlete for the 2024 Summer Olympics. Following the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the IOC suspended the Olympic committees of Russia and Belarus for violating the Olympic truce. Russian and Belarusian athletes will instead compete as individual neutral athletes, AIN, without national identification, as long as they do not actively support the war. Individual neutral athletes must be approved by each sports international federation and then the IOC's panel. As individual athletes, AIN will not be considered a delegation during the opening ceremony or in the medal tables. As such, a total of 206 Olympic national teams are represented at the 2024 Summer Olympics, with 54 from Africa, 48 from Europe, 44 from Asia, 41 from the Americas, 17 from Oceania, the individual neutral athletes, and the refugee Olympic team. Number of athletes by National Olympic Committees. As of 26th of July 2024 calendar. This is the official schedule, though the exact schedule can change up until the end of the Games. All times and dates use Central European Summertime. 2. Medal table, host nation, France, marketing emblem. The emblem for the 2024 Summer Olympics and Paralympics was unveiled on the 21st of October 2019 at the Grand Rex. Inspired by Art Deco, it is a representation of Marianne, the national personification of France, with a flame formed in negative space by her hair. The emblem also resembles a gold medal. Tony Estanguet explained that the emblem symbolized the power and the magic of the Games, and the Games being for people. The use of a female figure also serves as an homage to the 1900 Summer Olympics in Paris, which were the first to allow women to participate. The emblem was designed by the French designer Sylvain Boyer with the French design agencies, royalties, and eco-branding. The emblem for Paris 2024 was considered the biggest new logo release of 2019 by many design magazines. An OpinionWay survey shows that 83% of French people say they like the new Paris 2024 Games emblem. Approval ratings were high, with 82% of those surveyed finding it aesthetically appealing and 78% finding it to be creative. It was met with some mockery on social media, one user commenting that the logo would be better suited to a dating site or a hair salon. For the first time, the 2024 Summer Paralympics is sharing the same emblem as its corresponding Olympics, with no difference, reflecting a shared ambition between both events. Mascots. On 14th of November 2022, the Freiges were unveiled as the mascots of the 2024 Summer Olympics and Paralympics. They are a pair of anthropomorphic Phrygian caps, a historic French symbol of freedom and liberty. Marianne is commonly depicted wearing the Phrygian cap, including in the Eugène Delacroix painting, Liberty Leading the People. The two mascots share a motto of, "Alone we go faster, but together we go further." Merchandise. In April 2024, the official Olympic video game titled Olympics Go Paris 2024 was announced for release in June by Anamaka Brands on Android, iOS, and Microsoft Windows devices. Posters. The Olympic poster for these games was revealed on a 4th of March 2024. Designed by Ugo Gattoni, the poster uses a diptych design, with one half representing the Olympics and the other half representing the Paralympics. For the first time, the Olympic poster and Paralympic poster were designed together, as each one can work independently as halves or be combined into one poster altogether. The posters took 2,000 hours across 6 months to complete. Corporate sponsorship. A TGM research survey shows that Coca-Cola is globally the most connected brand with the 2024 Olympics, with 23% of people mentioning it. Nike comes in second, with 16%, despite not being an official sponsor of the Olympic Games. Belgian beverage company AB InBev became the first worldwide Olympic partner during the Games, while Japanese automobile manufacturer Toyota will not renew its top sponsorship, with the company reportedly unhappy with how the IOC has used its sponsorship money. Broadcasting rights. In France, domestic rights to the 2024 Summer Olympics are owned by Warner Bros. Discovery, formerly Discovery Inc., via Eurosport, with free-to-air coverage sublicensed to the country's public broadcaster France Télévisions. WBD's current streaming platform Max launched in France ahead of the Games on the 11th of June 2024, and planned to stream the Games at no additional cost to subscribers. WBD Networks will broadcast from Hotel Raphael, with dedicated studios for its British, French, Polish, and Nordic channels. Concerns and controversies. Several controversial issues occurred related to the 2024 Summer Olympics, including environmental and security concerns, human rights, terrorism, and controversies over allowing Israel to participate amidst the Israel-Hamas war, and allowing Russian and Belarusian athletes to compete as neutrals amidst the Russian invasion of Ukraine. See also, 2024 Summer Paralympics, Olympic Games celebrated in France. 1900 Summer Olympics, Paris 1924, Summer Olympics, Paris 1924, Winter Olympics, Chamonix, 1968 Winter Olympics, Grenoble, 1992 Winter Olympics, Albertville, 2024 Summer Olympics, Paris, list of IOC country codes 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, 2032 Summer Olympics in Brisbane, list of LGBT Summer Olympians 2024 present, references, external links Paris 2024, Olympics.com, International Olympic Committee, European Olympic Committees.